Hello again, and thank you so much for tuning into our series Believe and Live. We are in the Gospel of John, and more specifically focusing on the signs that Jesus performed as recorded by John. Just a reminder, our key scripture is John chapter 20 verse 30 and 31. But in this series I'm attempting to paint a picture of a big Jesus, the God who is able to do exceedingly abundantly more than we could ever hope or even imagine. So today's message is found in John chapter 6, the account of Jesus walking on the water. So let's read from verse 16 up to and including 20. And when evening came, his disciples went down to the sea, got into a boat and started across the sea to Capernaum. It was now dark and Jesus had not yet come to them. The sea became rough because a strong wind was blowing. And when they had rowed about 3 or 4 miles, they saw Jesus walking on the sea and coming near to the boat. And they were frightened. But he said to them, "It is I, do not be afraid." In verse 19, John tells us that they had rowed 3 or 4 miles. And people say that the Sea of Galilee at its broadest width is about 7 to 8 miles. So they were roughly smack bang in the middle of the sea. So keep that in mind for later. But I first want to focus on 3 little words that is found in verse 20. And those words are, "It is I." Small, but super powerful. The phrase, "It is I," is a Greek phrase which can be translated as "I am." So when Jesus said, "It is I," he may well have said, "I am," or "I am who I am is here. Calm down, relax." He was saying, Yahweh is here. Be at peace. Jesus wasn't trying to just impress his disciples that he could walk on water, but he was also demonstrating his divine attributes. He was demonstrating his sovereignty over the very world that he created. See, only God could do what just happened here. Look at what is written in the Old Testament. Psalm 89 verse 9 says this, "You rule the raging of the sea. When its waves rise, you still them." Psalm 107, 28 to 30 says this, "Then they cried to the Lord in their trouble, and he delivered them from their distress. He made the storm be still, and the waves of the sea were hushed. Then they were glad that the waters were quiet, and he brought them to their desired haven." Remember I mentioned earlier that they were in the middle of the lake when they saw Jesus. Let's look at what John 6 verse 21 says. It says this, "Then they were glad to take him into the boat, and immediately the boat was at the land to which they were going." To me, that is a clear indication that another miracle had just taken place. So I would like to encourage you today that if you're going through a personal storm, remember to invite I am into the situation, into your boat, so to speak. And don't depend on your own strength to get you through to the other side. My prayer is that you would believe that Jesus is who he says he is. He is the Messiah. He is the Son of God. And he is God. He is Yahweh. And may you live abundantly in the knowledge of this. And I hope you'll join me tomorrow again as we do the final installment of the series. Have a wonderful day, and may the Lord richly bless you. Thank you so much for listening. God bless.